قرية موتوها كلها. ده العادي. القرية دي بقى فيها 10,000 20 50,000 زي ما تطلع. من هنا اعتبرت سنة 284 بداية التقويم الشهداء، لأن دي أعلى فترة في الاستشهاد في زمن الكنيسة القبطية. فأجمعوا الآباء بعد كده أن هم اختاروا السنة اللي قعد فيها دقلديانوس المفتري على كرسي العرش، اعتبروها سنة تقويم الشهداء. دايما يفرق 284 سنة. يعني ما تقول النهاردة سنة كام ميلادي، اطرح 284 تعرف كام شهداء. ففي تقويم شهداء وتقويم ميلادي، واضحة؟ لأن دايما في السنكسار يقول لك فلان اتولد سنة كذا ميلادي كذا شهداء. الفرق دايما ثابت 284 اللي هي تعتبر سنة 1 شهداء. ساعتها بصوا مثلا كاترين 305، مثلا القديسة بربارة 306، مريمينا 309، مثلا البابا بطرس خاتم الشهداء 311، ده البطرك 17. فكل دول في الزمن الصعب بتاع دقلديانوس. وعندنا في السنكسار أكتر من نص السنة شهداء، يعني حوالي 184 قصة مسجلة للشهداء في السنكسار. طبعا ده مش تسجيل لكل الشهداء، ما احنا بنقول 800,000 في مرحلة واحدة، إنما ما ذكر في السنكسار من سير الشهداء حوالي 184 سيرة. لكن في سير لم تذكر وموجودة مثلا في مجمع التسبحة أو في كتب التاريخ بلا عدد. نقول ترتيلة من فضلكم. كل ده اسمه الاضطهاد في العصر الروماني. بكرة هنحكي عن اضطهاد في العصر العربي، لأن في اضطهاد آخر بعد الرومان. اضطهاد ما وقفش لغاية دلوقتي، لكن مين اللي بيضطهد مختلف، لكن الاضطهاد مكمل. راجع ليك يا ربي والحضنك الكبير، راجع بقلب تايب بينبض بالحنين، راجع وكل امالي وتنسى كل اسم وابدأ عمر جديد، راجع وكل امالي انك تغفر يا ربي وتنسى كل اسم وابدأ عمر جديد. تهت وسط العتمان وزاد حمل السنين، نسيت انك ابويا راسم حياتي في ايديك. تهت عتمة وزاد حمل السنين، نسيت انك ابويا راسم حياتي في ايديك. راجع ليك يا رب والحضنك الكبير، راجع بقلب تايب بينبض بالحنين، راجع وكل امالي انك تغفر يا ربي وتنسى كل اسمي. عمر جديد راجع وكل امالي انك تغفر وتنسى كل اسمي وابدأ عمر جديد. أمواج رياح خدتني وسفينتي راحت فين، مش شايف جوه نفسي غير خوف وحزن وليلة. أمواج رياح خدتني وسفينتي راحت فين، مش شايف جوه نفسي غير خوف وحزن وليل. راجع عليك يا رب والحضنك الكبير، راجع بقلبك بينبض بلا حنين، راجع وكل إنك تغفر يا ربي وتنسى كل اسم، وابدأ عمر جديد. راجع وكل إنك تغفر يا ربي وتنسى كل اسم، وابدأ عمر جديد. بسم الله والابن والروح القدس الإله الواحد أمين. احنا مازال موضوعنا ارفعوا قلوبكم، واللي بتتقال في القداس. واحنا كل ما نصلي بالذات القداسات كل ما الواحد يشوف كل حاجة صح. في قاعدة علمها لنا أنبا أنطونيوس النهاردة غاوينها جدا في يعني علم النفس المسيحي، بس دي اتقالت من 1750 سنة. اعرف نفسك كويس تعرف ربنا، اعرف نفسك صح تعرف ربنا. لأنه أغلبنا بيبقى مش شايف نفسه صح. فعندنا 3 نوع من التقييم للنفس: رأيك في نفسك، رأي الناس فيك، رأي ربنا فيك. فعاوز أعيش في الحتة دي كده نص ساعة، وبعدين يدخلوا ولادنا نعمل كده خناقة بسيطة يعني. كيف يراك الناس وكيف يراك الله وكيف ترى نفسك. وأوريكم إزاي الحتة دي بتفرق جدا. لكن لما بترفع قلبك في الصلاة ربنا بيقول لك حقيقة نفسك. ما تصدقش الناس وما تصدقش نفسك، لأنك ساعات نفسك بتقول لك حاجة غير الحقيقة. لكن الوحيد اللي شايفك صح هو ربنا. مثلا عشان تفهموا أنا عاوز أقول إيه. شاول الملك، تعالوا نحلل شخصيته مثلا. شاول الملك في رأي الناس ده راجل مجنون، لأنه كان هيموت ابنه لما دافع عن داود، وراجل بقى معفرت وكل اللي شغله يخلص من داود وخلص. طب أنت ملك محترم يعني، ما تخليك في شؤون المملكة. إنما راجل أصبح غضوب جدا ومجنون في قراراته. وكلكم فاكرين لما داود استخبى عند قرية الكهنة جاب الكهنة موتهم كلهم. ده رأي الناس. طيب رأي شاول نفسه. في مرة شاول قال لهم هو أنا مش صعبان عليكم؟ شوفوا بقى شغل رأيه في نفسه إنه هو مظلوم وإنه الناس كلها بتكرهه. تصوروا قد إيه المسافة بين رأي الناس، ناس شايفينه حاجة وهو شايف نفسه حاجة تاني خالص. وده اللي بيحصل ساعات في بعض الناس عايشين كده. تبقى الناس شايفينهم بتصرفاتهم غريبة جدا، وهو شايف إنه هو الوحيد المضطهد المظلوم، والناس كلها يا عيني جايين عليه. قد كده هو شايف حاجة غير اللي الناس شايفينها. طب لو رحنا لربنا سألناه يا رب معلش رأيك إيه في الراجل ده؟ شاول ده أنت في يوم من الأيام اخترته يبقى رئيس على شعبك. قال أنا اخترته وكان فلاح طيب وبسيط وكان يجي منه. طب أمال إيه؟ قال هي المشكلة إنه بعد عن التلمذة وبعد عن الروحانية. في الأول كان تلميذ لصمويل وكان شايف نفسه غلبان ومتكل عليه وبيصلي وكان حلو. أول ما بعد عن صمويل النبي خلاص خدته بقى جنون العظمة والغيرة المرة اللي جواه، وبقى واحد تاني. يعني شاول ده كويس، أيوة كان كويس، طب إيه اتلخبط. يبقى خلي بالكم إن هنا كأن في 3 تقييمات مختلفة. شاول شايف نفسه إزاي، الناس شايفينه إزاي، ربنا شايفه إزاي. طب كلكم عارفين هو أهم رأي في ال3 إيه؟ طبيعي ربنا، الحكم في الآخر ربنا. لأن احنا نحط نفسنا دلوقتي، يا ترى الناس شايفينك إزاي، وانت شايف نفسك إزاي، والأهم منك ومن الناس ربنا شايفك إزاي. نروح لشخصية أخرى زي عالي الكاهن. فاكرين عالي الكاهن ده اللي قبل صمويل النبي، اللي أم صمويل خدت صمويل الطفل 3 سنين وسلمته لعالي، قالت له إيه؟ أنا ندرته. وكان قبلها عالي الكاهن قال لها ربنا هيديكي صمويل. فالراجل ده كان برضو راجل كاهن وكبير، وكلمته كانت ماشية لدرجة قال لها يبقى معاكي ولد، ربنا اداها ولد. في رأي الناس شايفين عالي ايه؟ عالي كان في الأول كويس، الناس شايفينه كاهن أهمل في حق الهيكل. ده رأي الناس. عشان كده يقولوا في ناس كتيرة بعدت عن الهيكل، لأن عالي كانت مشكلته سايب عياله كهنة، ما هو راجل كبير والكهنوت مورث في زمنه، ولاده الكهنة لخبطوا الدنيا لدرجة الزنا جوه الهيكل. طيب رأي عالي ايه؟ بصوا بقى، لو سألنا عالي يقول هو أنا قادر على عيالي؟ بصوا بقى، بصص لها من نظرة ايه؟ ما أنا مش قادر عليهم، أنا عاجز عن رضع أولادي. فهو شايف نفسه زي اللي مغلوب على أمره. طب تعالوا نشوف رأي ربنا، لأن ربنا قال رأيه فعالي الكاهن عن طريق كذا شخص، منهم صمويل نفسه وهو طفل. ربنا قال له لا، انت احتقرتني، انت كرمت عيالك عليا، انت دست على حقي. يبقى رأي ربنا كان زعلة جامدة من علي، وانتهت حياة علي نهاية صعبة. عارفين كان راجل كبير وقاعد على كرسي عالي، ولما سمع عن خبر ان تابوت العهد اتاخد في الحرب، وقع من على الكرسي، اتكسرت رقبته ومات، وولاده ماتوا في الحرب. يبقى هنا في الوقت اللي هو شايف نفسه زي اللي غلبان ومش في ايده حاجة، ربنا شايفه لا، كان في ايدك كتير تعمله. وبالنسبة للناس كانوا شايفينه يعني مش قادر على ولاده وخلاص. تعالوا نروح لواحد زي بطرس الرسول، قديس بطرس. بعد الإنكار بالذات رأي الناس إيه؟ لو رحت متى مثلا الرسول ولا توما الرسول في الأسبوع تاني يوم الصليب سبت النور، بصين لبطرس إزاي؟ صعبان عليهم، صاحبهم أخوهم عشرة عمر، صعبان عليهم إنه إيه؟ اتكسر يا عيني. يعني كونه أنكر دي يعني صعب عليه. طيب ده رأي الناس، رأيك ايه يا بطرس؟ لا ده انا فاشل تماما، انا اللي زي ما ينفعش خالص رسول، انا هرجع حتة صياد سمك طبيعي، انا ملياش دعوة بالحاجات دي، دول ناس كويسين، دول يكملوا رسل، انا خلاص طلعت بره الموضوع. تعالوا نروح للمسيح، رأيك ايه يا رب في بطرس الرسول؟ قال لا انا ليا رأي واحد، بطرس بيحبك حتى بعد الانكار. وسأله 3 مرات بتحبني؟ قال له بحبك. يعني رأيك في بطرس ملخص حياة بطرس، بتحبني؟ بحبك. ادي رأي المسيح، ده واحد بيحبني وهيفضل راعي ورسول عندي لأنه بيحبني. طب ده بطرس شايف نفسه فاشل تماما، المسيح شايفه رسول وراعي عادي. الرسل شايفينه هيكمل ولا مش هيكمل؟ ما هو برضو ايه، عملة سودة. يبقى خلي بالكوا تاني انه رأي الناس شيء، رأيك في نفسك شيء، رأي ربنا شيء ثالث. والشاطر فينا اللي ما يتأثرش كتير لا برأيه في نفسه ولا برأي الناس فيه، يفضل طول الوقت يرفع قلبه يقول له رب عاوز أعرف رأيك فيا، قول لي عاوز أتصلح في إيه قبل ما أمشي. ده اللي يهمني. لو الناس مجدوني ضيعوني، ولو الناس أهانوني برضو ممكن يضيعوني. أنا اللي يهمني لا مجد الناس ولا إهانة الناس، أنا عاوز أعرف في الآخر أنت رأيك إيه. من هنا تعالوا نشوف شوية احتمالات كده. احتمالات ممكن نقع فيها احنا في تقييمنا لنفسنا. أول احتمال بعضنا بيشوف نفسه كويس. في ناس كتيرة فينا راضية على نفسها بزيادة، ويعني شعارهم الداخلي ليس في الإمكان أفضل مما كان. أنا بصلي بالأجبية، وأنا بدفع العشور، وبتناول كل أسبوع، وبخدم ربنا كمان. فيعني عنده نوع من الرضا الداخلي إنه عامل اللي عليه بزيادة. تفاجأ إن الناس رأيها الشخص ده متعب. بتسمعوا حاجة زي كده؟ في متدينين متعبين. منين هو شايف نفسه تمام والناس تعبانة منه؟ ده أكيد في مشكلة هنا، شيزوفرينيا يعني. إيه الموضوع؟ إزاي يكون؟ ما هو لو متدين بجد مظبوط قوي ده هيبقى مريح قوي. طب لا، بما إنه متعب في طبعه وفي طريقته، لا يبقى واضح إن في حاجة غلط. تعال نروح لربنا نسأله. ممكن تفاجأ أن ربنا بيقول لا، الشخص ده مش سامعني خالص، هو سامع نفسه، هو بيتدين على مزاجه، هو مش بيعمل اللي أنا عاوزه. فيطلع أن حكم ربنا شبه حكم الناس شوية. اللي شايف نفسه كويس مش كويس. دي باينة قوي في ملائكة الكنائس السبع مثلا. قال له لأنك تقول أنك غني وقد استغنيت ولا حاجة لك إلى شيء، ولست تعلم، بصوا، لست تعلم أنك إيه؟ شقي وبائس وفقير وأعمى وعريان. منين أنت شايف نفسك غني ومستغني وعند ربنا أنت شقي وبائس؟ في حاجة غلط. واحد تاني يقول له لك اسم أنك حي، ده رأي الناس، وأنت ميت، ده رأي ربنا. يبقى أحيانا يكون الحكم علينا، بعضنا بيبقى راضي عن نفسه بزيادة وهو الحقيقة محتاج علاج وتظبيط كتير، بدليل أن حتى الناس حاسين في حاجة غلط، مش مريح، متعب. طيب في احتمال تاني العكس بقى. في بعضنا بيبقى شايف نفسه وحش قوي وفاشل خالص، ده اللي عنده صغر نفس بقى، ومش راضي عن نفسك خالص. تروح للناس تفاجأ انه رأي الناس ان ده محبوب جدا. لسه كان عندي شاب كده مش راضي عن نفسه خالص. انا عارف انه كل الناس بتحبه، بيفكروا يعملوا قسيس من كتر ما هو خادم محبوب وناجح. انما تقعد معاه هو عنده صغر نفس وشايف نفسه انا مش نافع في حاجة خالص، انا لسه معرفش ربنا. يا ابني ما انت مزودها شوية. طب تعال نروح لربنا، تلاقي ان ربنا بيقول لا، حلو، بيجاهد، هو مش ملاك، هو مش بيرفكت زي ما الناس شايفينه، لكن كمان هو مش ضايع زي ما هو شايف نفسه. لا، ربنا مبسوط منه انه بيحاول، مجتهد. فبالنسبة لربنا لا، حلو يجي منه. يبقى بصوا قد كده في احتمال شرق واحتمال غرب. ساعات تبقى شايف نفسك شوفة والحقيقة مش كده، وساعات تبقى مش شايف روحك خالص وربنا شايف حاجة كويسة. في احتمال ثالث، انك تكون شايف نفسك غير امين بالمرة، والناس شايفينك امين قوي، وربنا شايفك محتاج توبة عشان الامانة تزيد. لانه هو بيقول كل ليلة عندنا من هو الوكيل الايه؟ الامين الحكيم. فاذا كنت شايف نفسك عامل كل اللي عليك او مش عامل، بص، المهم ربنا. فممكن يقول لك عندي عليك في حتة عاوزة تتصلح. انت مش بتقرأ الانجيل كويس، انت في شخص مش عارف تحبه، انت عندك وقت ضايع كتير، انت لسه الفلوس شغلاك، انت في حاجات كتيرة حلوة قوي بس الحتة دي عاوزة تتصلح. بس الناس شايفة انك حلوة قوي وخلاص، مش شايفين الحتة اللي عاوزة تتصلح. فلو خدت على رأي الناس بس برضو مش هتمشي كويس. طب نعمل ايه؟ ايه مشكلة رأي الناس يا احبائي؟ ليه الموضوع ده خطر؟ لانه احيانا بيبقى الواحد فارق معاه قوي يسمع تعليقات الناس. زي ما احنا بنلبس عشان الناس تشوفنا، ساعات نتجمل، ساعات نتكلم عشان الناس تعلق، ساعات نتحرك، كل اللي بيحصل عشان في الاخر الفيدباك، الرياكشن بتاع الناس، واحنا ناسين ان الناس دي هتمشي واحنا هنمشي. مشكلة رأي الناس إن الناس عادة بتحكم حسب الظاهر، بتحكم من الخارج. يعني أنت واقفة تصلي في الكنيسة ومغمضة عينيكي بيقولوا عليكي قديسة، هتصدقي ولا إيه؟ يقولوا اللي يقولوه، بس أنت مش قديسة. اللي يسمع صوتك في البيت يعرف يعني إن أنت إيه، قديسة، بس من نوع مختلف يعني. لكن جوه القداس واقفة تصلي كويس، ربنا معك، أديكي بتحاول. فالواحد لو خد على رأي الناس بيضحك عليه، لأن الناس هتحكم حسب الظاهر بس. كمان رأي الناس بيأثروا في بعض، يعني تلاقي الناس تقول على بعض، واحد يقول على واحد إنه وحش، تلاقي التاني قال وحش والتالت قال وحش فمشيت الكلمة كده. وفي واحد يقول لك فلان ده ما حصلش، كل الناس تقول ما حصلش. ما حصلش ليه؟ حصل ونص. لكن يعني الناس بتتبادل الآراء وتقعد تلعب اللعبة بتاعت التليفون دي، يعني كل واحد يمشي كلمة. فالناس بتأثر على رأي بعض. كمان كلكم جربتوا ان الناس ممكن تقول يمين قوي وبعد شوية تقول ايه، شمال قوي. باينة قوي في أعمال 14، مرة عملناها دراسة في الكرازة، ان في نفس البلد اللي جابوا ذبايح يذبحوها على ان بولس رب إله، اعتبروا بولس إله، بعدها ب5 أعداد رجموه. الناس دي مجانين. يعني كانوا جايبين ذبايح هيذبحوها له لأنه ربنا على بولس، وكان معاه برنابا. بعدها بشوية ناس دخلت من بلد تانية لعبت في دماغهم، قالوا ده مش ربنا، ده شرير، يلا نموته. هنعبده ولا نموته؟ بصوا الفرق قد ايه فظيع. الناس كده، يعني الناس ممكن تطلع قوي قوي وتنزل قوي قوي. يبقى رأي الناس ده اللي هيمشي وراه ده هيتجنن في الآخر، لأنه هيلخبط تمام. مشكلة رأي النفس لما بتبقى شيء، رأيك في نفسك ايه؟ رأيك في نفسك ساعات تكون تبع النضارة. في واحد لابس نضارة مكبرة فتشوف شيء اللي هي كبرياء، تشوف نفسك كبير قوي وانت مش كبير ولا حاجة. وفي نضارة تاني بتصغر كل حاجة، فتكون عندك صغر نفس، شوف نفسك قليل قوي قوي. الحقيقة العيب في النظر، النضارة دي غلط والنضارة دي غلط. ممكن في واحد يضخم قوي المشاكل وفي واحد يضخم قوي الإنجازات. خلي بالكم الحتة دي، في واحد يشوف نفسه صاحب إنجازات فظيعة، وفي واحد صعبان عليه نفسه من كتر المشاكل اللي عنده. اللي عنده مشاكل عنده إنجازات، واللي عنده إنجازات عنده مشاكل. بس أنت مركز في إيه؟ مشكلة رأيك في نفسك كمان إنك ساعات لما تغلط، وكلنا بنغلط، الذنب يكبر قوي فيلغي كل حاجة جنبه، كأنك ما عملتش ولا حاجة عدلة. الحقيقة أنت عملت حاجة غلط، بس في حاجات كتيرة حلوة. فأنت ليه بتشطب على الحلو؟ ما هو الحلو لسه معمول برضه. إذا خلي بالكوا، رأي الناس بايزد، مش دقيق، ورأيك في نفسك برضه غالبا بايزد، يعني ممكن تغش روحك. نروح لرأي ربنا بقى. العلاج، افتكروا الآية دي، أنا هخلص في 5 دقايق، الشباب دخل. لا تحكموا حسب الظاهر، احكموا حكما عادلا. لا تاخد بالظاهر، ظاهرك عن نفسك، ولا تاخد على كلام الناس. خليك واقعي، خليك معتدل، خليك فاهم انك انسان ضعيف مهما الناس شافتك كويس، ومهما الناس شافتك وحش انت مش ضايع قوي، لان جواك حته عدله برضه. القديس بولس كان عايش بقى بالمبدأ ده، وده كان مريحه. قال أنا أقل شيء عندي أن يحكم في منكم أو من يوم بشر. يعني أنا حكم الناس عليا ده قليل قوي، ما عملوش وزن كبير، لأن الناس تطلع وتنزل، ممكن تغني أغنية إن ده كذا، وممكن تشتم زي بالباقيين. بل لست أحكم في نفسي. أنا بسبب الآية دي اخترت الموضوع ده، إنه لا خد بحكم بشر ولا حكمه في نفسه. قال لأني لست أشعر بشيء في نفسي في ذاتي، لكني لست بذلك مبررا، الذي يحكم في هو الرب. يبقى ده واحد مركز قوي، يا رب أنا إيه؟ عاوز تصلح فيا إيه؟ عاوزني أعمل إيه؟ فيقول له يا ابني أنت ابني وحبيبي، لكن عاوزك تصلح كذا. برضو قاعدة تاني قالها الإنجيل، عشان ما نتغشش في الحكم على نفسنا. ما هو رفع القلب ده بيوزن القلب، بتبقى عاوز تعرف انت ايه، ماشي صح ولا غلط، ناقصك ايه. يقول ربنا يسوع يا أغبياء، أليس الذي صنع الداخل صنع الخارج صنع الداخل أيضا؟ يعني أنت ليه مركز قوي على منظرك من بره؟ في حاجات بتعملها من بره. أنت بتصلي في بيتك زي ما بتصلي في القداس. في القداس شايفينك واقف ساعتين، بتكمل نص ساعة في بيتك واقف على رجليك. طب أمال اشمعنى؟ عشان في البيت محدش شايف يعني ولا إيه؟ يبقى في حاجة غلط، بس كده. هل لما بتيجي تتكلم في مدارس الأحد أو توعظ، اللي أنت بتقوله ده موجود بينك وبين ربنا؟ يعني أنت عايز بيه ولا ده وعظ؟ مش اللي عمل الخارج عمل الداخل. يبقى ده بقى اللي بيحكم رأي ربنا فيك. مرة تانية المسيح قال إيه؟ كيف تقدرون أن تؤمنوا وأنتم تقبلون مجدا بعضكم من بعض والمجد الذي من الإله الواحد لستم تطلبونه. لما تقبل المجد من الناس مش ممكن هتسمع صوت ربنا. بدل هتجري ورا مجد الناس هتغش روحك. مش هتعرف تؤمن وانت بتقبل مجد من الناس. اختم واقول ايه، كم وصفة كده عشان الواحد يعمل evaluation صح. اقرأ الانجيل كتير عشان تحسن تقييم نفسك. الانجيل هو صوت ربنا. حط الانجيل زي المراية، دي مراية ما بتكذبش، مش مراية الناس. انت ممكن تقارن نفسك لا مؤاخذة بشوية حرامية فتقول انك انسان مثالي. مثالي بالنسبة للحرامية ده موضوع تاني، لكن بالنسبة للإنجيل انت مش مثالي. واضحة؟ فمراية الإنجيل ما بتغلطش. اقرأ الإنجيل كتير. 2، استمع إلى النقد باتضاع. لما حد ينقدك، لما مراتك تتلمح، لما ابنك يشكيك، لما حد في الشغل يتضايق منك، ادي فرصة واسمع النقد. ممكن يكون ده ربنا بيقول لك على حاجة. ما تتشدش بزيادة وتفتكر نفسك وحش قوي ولا حلو قوي، لكن برضو حاول تميز لا يكون الصوت ده فيه شيء من الحق. احذر من البحث عن المديح أو الانبهار بالتعليقات. ما تتأثرش قوي لما الناس تشكر فيك زيادة. ده كلام مش مفيد، ده كلام مش هيوزن في الآخر. فخليك واقعي. في ناس بطبيعتها يعني لسانها حلو، مش كده؟ احنا لما نروح في الغلابة في مصر وندخل عند بيت أي غلبان يقول لك المسيح دخل بيتنا، هتصدق؟ يعني ده لازم يصلي وراك صلاة عشان ربنا يمنع الشر عن البيت يعني. فأنت هتصدق إن المسيح دخل؟ يعني خليك برضه واقعي. هم ناس عينيهم بسيطة وملايكة، فأي حد يجي من ناحية الكنيسة بيشوفوا المسيح ده، هم القديسين مش أنت. فاهمين الفكرة؟ فمش ما ينفعش إنك تطلع تقول خدوا بركتي بقى، ما ينفعش. خليك عاقل. في العلاج كمان ما تستسلمش لأفكار الافتخار. لما يجي جواك صوت انك انا اللي عملت وانا اللي سويت وانا اللي بقيت، خطر جدا. احذر من مثل الغني الغبي، قال الكلمتين دول مات يوميها. ومن قصة نبوخذ نصر اللي حس انه عمل بابل قام بقى زي الحيوانات بعدها. كمان راجع أبوك الروحي. أبوك الروحي صوت من أصوات ربنا. أب الاعتراف لا هيقول لك أنت قديس ولا هيقول لك أنت شيطان. أي أبونا بيقول لك يا ابني أنت ماشي كويس في دي، لكن الحتة دي مش ماشي. فممكن يشجع في حتة ويدوس على حتة، يبقى ده دكتور مظبوط. في العلاج كمان كي لا تنبهر لا برأيك ولا رأي الناس فيك، انسى نفسك في خدمة اللي حواليك. طول ما انت ملهي في خدمة الناس انت كده هتبقى عايش صح. لإلهنا كل مجد وكرامة الأبد آمين. هنقول ترتيلة انجلش عشان الشباب اللي دخلوا. عاوزين دكتور هاني معانا، وعاوزين باشمهندس جورج باسيليوس. فين؟ تعال يا جورج، الحمد لله على السلامة. الكبار لو لقوا مكان. الشباب ممكن يقعدوا على الأرض برضو. ثانك يو. ممكن يا رب اعمل الإنجليش يا أمير. دير لورد إنجليش ترانيم. Thank God يا حبيبي، تعيش وتخدم على طول. تعيش. أمير.
أمير اتفضل.
أبونا هو عايز قدسك تبتدي. أبتدي أنا؟ طب طلع الكلام على الشاشة. Dear Lord, glorify your name so that all the people proclaim. May you always open your eyes and may your spirit make us wise. May you always open your eyes and may your spirit make us wise. As you listen to your people's side, give us, dear Lord, from you deep faith. Let us see that you're here to save. Walk with us through the wave that strike. Give us assurance as we fight. Walk with us through the wave that strike. Give us assurance as we fight. Amazing is your love so deep, dear Lord, glorify your name so that all the peoples proclaim. You open your eyes and may your spirit make us wise. May you always open your eyes and make us wise. As you listen to your people's sighs, let's leave the past and quit all blocks. Let's spread the Lord and preach his flock. He came to win, he took us in. He came to win, he took us in. He rose from death to eternal life. Dear Lord, glorify your name so that all the peoples proclaim. May you always open your eyes and may your spirit. May you always open your eyes and may your spirit make us one. As you listen to your people's side, we have no one, we have no one. We turn our eyes to the only one, our Lord divine, our Lord look down. Our Lord divine, our Lord look down. You, dear Lord, our only one, dear Lord, glorify. All the peoples proclaim. May you always open your eyes and may your spirit make us wise. May you always, may your spirit make us wise as you listen to your people's song. I'm so happy to have my dear son and brother, George Basilius from San Francisco. George had a master's degree in Christian apologetics, and he's the teacher in the University of Christian Apologetics in many colleges. You know, in the year 2006, I was busy with atheism because it started to appear in Egypt. It was for my first time to be exposed to somebody who is saying that I don't believe in God. So accordingly, I made my first book in apologetics. أتستطيع أن تؤمن كان أول كتاب. Then, thank God, with the grace of God, I made like 10 books in apologetics, and I encouraged many people to write in Christian apologetics. Then, after a few years, I met George, and George, you know, was very busy with this, and I encouraged him to write his first book. It's a reference in apologetics. The name of the book you can find outside in the library, in the book center here, called Timeless Truth. And I can tell you that's one of the best Christian apologetics books ever read, because it's like a reference for the Coptic Christian church to help people to understand or to reason for faith. So my first question to George, why you was busy with this subject in the last 10 years or more? What happened that, you know, pushed you as a Sunday school teacher to focus on this?
First and foremost, it is, of course, an honor and privilege to be here with Abuna Dawood and to be with all of you and take his blessings and your blessings. So it is a sincere honor. Abuna Dawood is my mentor, teacher, father, and very dear to my heart. And I couldn't refuse when Dr. Hani asked me to come. I had actually another commitment, but I said I would not pass the opportunity to be with Abuna Dawood Lmai. It all began maybe 15 years ago or so. I realized that the age we live in this era is what I call the age of knowledge, the age of abundance of knowledge. And our youth, our Coptic youth, began to be confused with what is the knowledge of the truth and what is the knowledge of falsehood. And they couldn't distinguish between what is true and what is false. So they began, confusion emerged, and they began questioning their faith, the very foundational, essential beliefs. They grew up believing, they became skeptical and became questioning. So I realized that to be a faithful servant, you have to I had to equip myself in order to equip others, our Coptic youth. So it's basically the age of knowledge, the age of confusion led me into the study of apologetics so that we can answer questions to our youth.
Okay. Writing any book is not an easy, job, I can tell you. So what are the problems or obstacles you faced during writing your first book? And nowadays it's a famous book, actually. Hundreds of this book was sold in Egypt when George was there 2 months ago.
The challenge is, as with every research paper, but this is a much bigger scale than a research paper, is to find credible references. For this book to be of value, I had to come up with credible references. These are not just opinions. Of course, I have some opinions and some thoughts that are personal, but I had over 200, in the book I have 240 references from the church fathers, from apologists, of current day apologists. So coming up with these holistic list of references was very challenging. The other thing that I wanted to make sure this book includes is not only purely apologetics. I wanted to mix two other disciplines, theology and spirituality. So I added not just dry apologetics, which is defending the faith, but also Christian theology, and also some spiritual elements in this book so that you can take something home and it becomes practical to you.
Thank you, George. Now I will show you like a few minutes of a video. We are busy with evangelism, and actually apologetics, one of the branches you should study to be an evangelist. In order to preach the word of God to non-believers, you have to defend your faith, to reason for your faith. So we have groups of young people studying evangelism, and they study apologetics as well. And these people travel here and there in Africa and Asia to start preaching the word of God. One of these countries in South Sudan, we had a very nice, experience. I'll show you in a few minutes. This city called Yarol, south to Juba, the capital of South Sudan. In this country, we faced many blind women that they couldn't see anything because of the cataract. They got cataract very early in their age, in like the 20s of their age. مشي شوي يا حبيبي. الصورة مش بتتحرك ولا ايه؟ لا انت حطيت غانا، انا ما كنتش عاوز غانا يعني. يا رول بليز. في حاجة مش. يا رول. The last one. This country is the poorest in Africa, maybe the poorest in the whole world, and these people were named Christians, but they know nothing about Christ. And if you study Sudan, there was a long war between the North Sudan and South Sudan. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Three of our young evangelists, doctors, ophthalmologists actually, they traveled there like 9 months ago, and they made an operation theater. It was not prepared, and this was the list of operations waiting them. Most of these people having cataract and mostly blind. Some of the women, for their first time, she could see her children because she brought children, but she was blind. This is the because because of this, they gave the Coptic Church Ambailia 240 acres of land to make a hospital, a church, a school, and they, invite everyone to come and help these people. And because of this, we are inviting everyone to study evangelism. And while studying evangelism, you will study some of the apologetics. Amir, sample service, please. And you can study evangelism from the age of 13 or 14, and you can study online. And with the
St. Paul Online School. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? Our dream. Every Christian living abroad is an evangelist. If you want to be fisher of men, if you want to know how you can share your faith, how to talk to non-believer, come and join us in our online evangelism course, www.stpaulonlineservice.com. After registration, you will receive an email to be enrolled in an e-learning program with your personal account. It is a self-paced course. At first you will submit a prerequisite, then you will have 6 milestones. When you finish a milestone, the following one will open to you. The whole course takes 6 months. Canvas. This is the home page on Canvas that has all the course items and milestones. Here, you can see your assignment. Here you can upload your homework as Word or PDF file, then submit your assignment. Here, you can answer your quiz. Here you can find your quiz score and the right answer. You can make discussions with other members on special topics. Finally, you can see your grades, also score.
كفاية عشان الوقت بتاع الطلبة. Thank you very much. By the way, I had a question here I want to share with Dr. Hani. Please come here, and also George and everyone available here. About, there is, kind of a problem in the church that many of the young people who were active in Sunday school, after they joined the college, they went away from the church, and many of them were like lost from the church. So I want to listen to the young people and the children also, why you see this problem. I mean, do you imagine yourself when you will be in the university, you will stay away from the church? And how can you explain this? Why people leave the church in the age of 16 or after? Hani will tell you because he had a research on this and he presented this before His Holiness Pope Tawadros, and we want to listen to everyone.
So we sent a survey to a lot of youth. We got a response. Can you go to the next slide? So there was a survey of 13 questions sent to the youth and their leaders in the States, although we got responses from outside the States. 700 people responded, and as you can see, the majority came from New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Florida, but then there is smaller numbers came from all over the world. It wasn't meant to be sent outside the Northeast. But the question that I would like to pose to all of you, this is the question that we asked a lot of them. There was many questions, but this is the question that Abuna Dawood felt that it may be useful for this group. And I want to ask today, and with the help of Abuna Dawood and Dr. George, we would like to hear your opinion to this question. Then I'll show you the response of 700 similar group of people. The question was, please arrange in order of importance the reason for which youth leave the Coptic Church. لو حد مش فاهم بالإنجليش، رتب حسب الأهمية الأسباب اللي بتؤدي إن الشباب بيسيبوا الكنيسة في سن يعني بعد في الكلية. We had a question before that. We asked, what is the approximate percentage of youth leaving your church? And the majority of 700 leaders and youth said close to 50%. Let me ask that question first. How many think it's 10% only leave our youth? Raise your hand if you think it's 10% by college time. How many they think it's around 30% they leave? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 25. How about 50% they leave the church by the youth? Let's say 70 people. How about if I say 70% of our youth leave our church, Coptic church in the Western countries by college? Another 70 or so. So now the question comes in. If I put, say, 10 reasons, we had a committee and we thought of 10 reasons. Please tell me if you have other reasons. And I'm going to enumerate them, not in order. And I would like to ask the youth first, tell me what's the most important 3 reasons. I'm going to tell you some reasons. 1, the use of Coptic language or the overuse of Coptic language. The second, the use of or the more use of Arabic language in our churches. 3, long time for prayers, liturgy going beyond the regular time for youth they like to stay in. 4, lack of organization during prayers, during eating, in the reception hall. Next, too much catering for the new immigrants' needs, finding residence, health care, marital issues, legal issues, real estate, and so on. Elders of the church have all the saying, and they are not giving space to the youth to take charge. Next, no one takes opinion of the youth. They are only there, but they are never asked to participate. Next, marrying to a non-Copt who is not interested in the Coptic church. Next, the church does not speak about contemporary الحاجات المحاضرة يعني زي مثلا pornography والحاجات دي. The church does not speak about contemporary youth-related issues. And finally, they feel being judged by the church elders and they are called Americanized. البنت دي متمركنة الواد ده. Let me ask the youth, raise your hand or stand up and tell me. If you don't mind, I would like to start with the age of 18 and above for now. Please, if you are younger, I want to wait because this is really belong to that group. So if you are 18 or above, I need to learn from you in order the first 3 important reasons that you think for which youth depart from our Coptic churches in the Northeast, in the Western countries. Anyone has his hand up? Yeah, can you please stand up and say, okay, one second.
Okay, my number 1 would be they feel being judged. That would be the top one.
So, which is the bottom one here? Is that right?
The last one.
So, in your opinion, number 1 is we feel judged by our elders in the church as if we are Westernized or Americanized. Thank you. Number 2?
Number 2 is not there, but they don't feel welcomed sometimes.
You don't feel welcome. Yeah. Very nice. 3? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other people would like to give an opinion? Please stand up so he can get you the microphone.
I actually have an opinion that's not one of
In
the
there.
reasons over there. A lot of time our schools take more, like it shouldn't, but it takes more like importance over church. Like especially like I'm in college, so with college I've realized that I have like there's a lot of assignments and there's people that have like night classes and weekend classes, and they have to put more time into their schoolwork, so they find themselves going to church less and less so they can focus on their schoolwork.
Thank you. Any other reasons? There was someone who raised his hand. Let's get to a group between 10 and above. All right. They always know the right answer.
I'd say the most important one is the long time for prayers. Most kids, they have to sit through prayer the whole time and they don't want to. They don't pay attention. They're just trying to get through the thing. They're saying just a minute longer.
Well,
they're asking their parents how long
We
it's
get
gonna
your
be,
point,
and
Habibi.
they
We
can't-
get loud and clear. And a lot of people clapped hands. Next.
Well, I think first of all, some college kids, they might not even believe in religion, or they just they might be listening to other people which quit the church already,
nice.
and then they will start following them.
So they listen to other dogmas or other religions or
Yes.
other. Very
Yes,
nice point.
that's it.
Thank you. Okay.
Sometimes they learn the same lesson every week, and then they leave the church.
Do you mind if you repeat that again? I missed it.
These for example they always get bullied in church.
So some people annoy them in the church. They bother them, so they don't want. It's very similar to that they are being judged. Thank you. Okay, some more. I am really hoping to hear also, if you are a bit older, I would love to hear your opinion. Yes.
I think it's the use of Arabic language. I think now everyone's growing up with English language.
Thank you. Arabic language.
I would like to add my own opinion. I think one of the main reasons why the older youth, in college and high school, why they wouldn't like to come to church anymore is maybe because of the smaller children, the younger, and the things in kindergarten and pre-K, how they always the parents always tell them to wear the tunias and things like that, and they're always just running around, playing around, and some of the older kids can't focus on actually praying when all the kids is playing and talking with each other.
How many brothers you have? Don't answer, don't. But we get the point. Thank you. Very well answered. Thank you. Okay, Yasser, and is that Maria? Okay. There is someone older in the back. I would love to hear older ages first. Thank you, Maria.
Well, some people, they don't, in church, they don't teach people how to make their prayers personal with God, and you don't teach them how to pray, and also some people don't feel welcome in the church. They feel outcasted by other people,
Okay.
Especially with the younger ages.
Thank you. Very well. I'm about to take 3 or 4 answers from the adults, from the parents. Oh, Maria is coming here. Thank you. So I'll give you my mic.
I think number one is no organization in our church comparing to American churches or American society that our kids want our church to be. Especially I'm talking about the churches that are so crowded and have too many people. And the second one is a long prayer that we have, and the new generation wants our prayer to be less or more condensed. The last one is they sometimes in the mass they use too much Coptic, and we need this new generation to know Coptic. Some of them, they are very talented. Some of the deacons love Coptic, and some others, they still want the Holy Mass to be in English. And I would add one more, that's we have to do effort at home. I see some parents, I don't want to condemn, some parents, they give their kids too much to choose. We have to put some efforts from our home to convince them that our church is one of the greatest and pioneer church.
Thank you very much. We'll take two more opinions from the adults, and then we get to Abuna and Dr. George's opinion.
I think we don't emphasize enough a relationship with Christ. So if they know how much Christ loves them, it will make a big difference. I would like to go to a place and I'll be excited to go if I know someone who loves me is waiting for me. So I think maybe that needs to be emphasized, relationship with Christ.
Thank you. One last opinion.
I have 3 kids, young and middle and graduate college, and I seen the way they grew up. While they're young, they go to the church. We push them to go to church. And when they start to go to college, some of them, they go away, so nobody followed up with them. And I do believe the church has a responsibility to follow up with these kids. The other thing is the kids, they don't think, I'm sorry to say, the church is serious. Meaning, when the church need servant, they just grab somebody to fill up position. They don't think it's serious. It's just anybody can be servant. And they don't think it's that the way it should be, so they don't take it serious. That's the bottom line.
Thank you.
So,
I want to listen to George. George has a great service in the university. So tell us what exactly happening in the colleges that our youth, when they come to the university, many of them just left the church. What exactly happening there?
I believe that this is a wonderful list. I think it may not be comprehensive, but it's a wonderful list. But I would say that the problem is a problem of apathy, اللي هي اللامبالاة, indifference. As a matter of fact, في movement now, حركة اسمها apatheism. You can go to Google and type apatheism. Yeah, and this is a movement that's come. It's like atheism. Okay, there you go. Apatheism is a movement that bled over our Coptic youth. How do you treat apathy? Apathy اللي هو اللامبالاة, indifference. You treat it by 2 ways. I personally believe through the ministry, through the youth involved in. That's okay. Through the youth ministry, I believe that the problem has a twofold solution. In my opinion, there is an overarching solution. One is relevance. The other is involvement, period. A church that I am not involved in, a participant in, only a spectator, is a church that is irrelevant to me. So I must have a role to play in this church. Number 2, the church must be relevant to me. The church must speak my language, tend to my needs so that I feel belonging to this church. So 2 things, relevance, in my opinion, and involvement will cure apathy, which is indifference.
Thank you. Do you want to show us the records given by the 700 people? Hani will comment.
So 400 actually for that question only answered, 200 skipped it. You can, if you can go to the next one. Basically, the most important three are actually agreed upon by some of the people here. The most common answer is they feel they are being judged by the church elders. Across the board, the youth who answered that question, they mostly agreed that the reason for us to leave the church that we feel judged. Number two, long time for liturgical prayers. And number three, that we do not involve the church in contemporary issues which are related to their social and youth life.
So I have a serious question here. What should we do now? And I want to listen to all age groups, because children should tell us what do they expect from us to do for them to find their places in the church and to love the church more. Also, the university people will tell us what should we do, and the parents also should share. So starting from the children, Maria, would you please help? Any of the children love to share what should we do in order to involve the youth in the church, to keep them in the church? Go ahead. Yes. اللي وراكي أيوة هنا وراكي يا ماريا excuse me.
You should tell your children what they want. Then you can talk to them about what they want, and then you can see how you can fix the problem you made with them, and you can start getting along, and they'll start to talk and come back to the church. And then you tell them to start attending some meetings, start staying after the church.
Thank you, Habib. Thank you very much. Thank you. Children.
I think.
قرب المايك. Excuse me, Habib.
I think we should give them more space in church. We should care about them more. And in lectures, we should invite them. We should invite them to for other events in church. We shouldn't just leave them behind and think about ourselves or someone else.
Thank you, Habibi. Thank you.
I feel like the sad truth with high school especially, in school your kids are going to be given the opportunity to get involved with bad things such as alcohol, drugs, and lots of things like this. And I feel like the church doesn't really talk about these issues with the kids enough, and because they feel like we're not mature enough for these conversations yet. But as through times, it's starting to get more popular in high school overall.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think they should add more fun activities for the youth.
Fun activities, okay. Thank you. Any of the servants caring for the youth? Any youth servant here?
Father Dawood, God bless you and God bless your service. And I think this is a very important discussion, and I think part of the key is having engagement. An event like this, which is thought-provoking, engagement, and really thought out and prepared, gives not only the youth but families a chance not only to pray but to discuss their religion, think about it, discuss Christ, and grow closer together and grow closer to the church. So I think this is a great example, and the more we could replicate this, I think it'll make our youth and our church even stronger.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. This young man here. Yeah, Michael, go ahead. You have the mic. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you, Abuna. I think our biggest concern is that we should concentrate also on the parents. If the parents are close to God, they will teach the kids to become close to God. And coming to this country, there is a lot of attractions that takes us away from our goal, which is go to heaven with wealth and material stuff that everybody, the media is trying to impose upon us.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Especially for people around the age when they're going to college, one of the best examples I see is the church I go to in Queens Church. We have a lot of the college youth involved in decision makings and how to handle the college youth. We have retreats for the college youth that are mostly run by the college youth. We have our Sunday meetings. It's run by people who are either at the end of their college career or just finished college, so they're still around that age. The more you have people in that age group involved, not just obviously you need to hear what their opinions and take that into consideration for the elders, but when you draw them for the service, that makes a much bigger impact in their decision. Do I want to go to church? Do I feel like I'm just another person, or am I involved?
Thank you. It's again about involvement. This side, how about the parents? How do you see the treatment of the problem? What should we do? Thank you, Binti.
It's Abuna, it's three factors. I would just say we have to speak their language, mean that their language and the prayers, their language and their songs, their language and the contemporary issues. So a lot of questions we get from the youth, and they're like, you know what, as parents, we shut them down. No, you can't talk about this. No, you can't. As a parent, I did not grow up in the same culture, so I do not have the specific answer for it. And I'm scared to go and dig for the answer. So I'm not in the same language with them. And the prayers, I'm happy that I'm praying Coptic or Greek, actually is not Coptic. And the guy next to me does not even know what Zooxapatry is. And I'm so happy that I know it. I'm sorry. I'm here, they have to speak their mother language. Number three, in their songs as well, we got used to like, إن فدينا دعينا مثلا, in the very slow, nice tune, but I forgot they're not into that. So even if I translated that in English, they're not even into that. They have to, like we went to Canada. I'm sure, Otsak, we've been there many times, and like a lot of missionary churches, you have to speak their own songs, their own language.
Okay, thank you. Amir?
I really agree that apathy is one of the biggest problems, and I think two of the big drivers for apathy is lack of answers that are intellectually satisfying. And when they don't get the answers that are satisfying, they think that if you don't have the answers for me, then I guess you're not legitimate. Yeah. And the second thing being that the American ideology is that I can have everything I want. So there's a duality of throughout the week I can party, I can do whatever I want. And on Sundays I can come to church and I can live this dualism. But it's unsatisfying, so it ends up driving me away because I feel like I'm not being fulfilled when I do both.
Okay, I can tell you another problem. Because the guys in responsibility like us priests, Abunas is always afraid to lose the identity of the Coptic church. That's why many of the Abunas are praying in Coptic and Arabic, and they want to keep the Coptic songs. They are busy with the long time of prayer. So sometimes many Abunas are, anxious about the loss of identity. Would you please share in this? Will we lose the identity if we just pray their prayers, sing their songs, speak their language? If we do this, will we, lose our identity by time? That's a major question facing many of the people in charge. Go ahead, Yomari. Faddal.
Yeah, Abuna. I see something like...
Would you please stand up so people can see you? Thank you.
This is a small thing we just see start in our church. Like our bishop he order all the priests or put the rules. If you want to be a deacon, you have to come early for the math. So I see the young kids, babies, they come in late with the parents. They bring them late, and between the priest and the rules of the church, they feel embarrassed. They go inside and they go outside. They don't be a deacon. So now I put an effort to the parents. They bring them late, and now the kids, when they're young, they feel like they're embarrassed one time, two times. Maybe that's a reason for them to be away from the church or to feel like, and it's not their fault. I feel like between the rules of the church and the parents and the kids in the middle.
Yeah.
This is a small thing, it's not.
Again, thank you. About the identity of the Coptic Church, do you feel the problem of losing the identity by time if we just, move on and speak the language and accommodate all their ideas? Go ahead, this side. Do we have any phone? Okay, go ahead.
I just want to talk about two things. About youth, the long time for prayers, we can just let them understand what's the meaning of each prayer and what is say in the liturgy or in any prayers. So they just understand when they pray what they are saying and they like it. And about the feeling being judged by the church, this something about us, we have to learn it from Jesus Christ. زي مع السامرية. So it's all about us and the Yos, about two of us. The Yos also have to understand that this is responsibility to fight for their faith. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. This side, go ahead.
Hi, Abuna. Thank you, all of you, for your service. We appreciate it so much. I'm a first-generation Canadian. My children are first-generation Americans. We were brought up in the church, and we loved the church because of the social aspect. All of our friends were in church. My kids, my son, for instance, he is 17, he'll be 18 very soon, and he knows the tasbiha, and he loves to sing the praises in Coptic, not in Arabic, in Coptic. And he loves to serve on the altar, more maybe for show than because of the spirituality of it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not theologically attached to the church or to Christ. So as far as the identity goes, he loves the Coptic. He has no issue with the Coptic. But he doesn't love Christ or know enough about Christ.
Thank you.
فmaybe احنا مقصرين في البيت, but also the support of the church will be
Thank
good.
you. Thank you very much. It's a very valid one. Ken? The microphone in the back, I think. Go ahead, ya habibi. Yes, this side.
I think it's more important to focus on the Christianity, not about the identity, and that's what I'm thinking about. Yes, we are in Coptic, but we are not in Egypt anymore. And I think they need to understand what we pray with. Something happened to me many years ago. I was in California, and Abuna say, we'll do a Vesper and all in English. So I were a deacon in the altar, and Abuna said, pray. And I said, I waited. Abuna, you pray, I'm not praying. So Abuna said, Shlil, pray. And I realized after many years that Shlil is pray, and I just started, okay, yes. Now I understand what you're saying. Yes, I like Abuna when saying Shlil, but when I understand the meaning, it's a completely different thing for me. In Good Friday, we have Ibn al-Wahid al-Gins. I love it Coptic, but I never understand the power of the word until I understand the word itself. I think it's go on and on. Yes, the identity is great, but Coptic Church is about Christianity.
Thank you very much. George will tell us again something about the university environment.
When I go to colleges and universities to have forums, like these forums, of course, the audience, they're made up of a mixed background. Of course, not all of them are Copts, atheists. Our youth is also part of this audience. And then I ask on one-on-one settings, why have you began doubting your faith? What happened? Why are you falling away from the church? Why is Christ not in your heart anymore? And I get this answer consistently. I had questions about my faith. I go to my Sunday school servant. I ask them these questions, and the answer is, and they don't have answers for me. So when I come to the university, I listen to my professor who speaks behind a podium with credibility, with scientific research and studies and eloquence, and articulates all these answers for me. I have all this credible resource, and my servant at church doesn't know the answer. Which one do you think I will follow? Of course, I will follow my college professor. And this happens day in and day out. Again, because we live, as I mentioned earlier, we live in the age of knowledge. Unfortunately, good and bad coming to us. So we as not just servants, we as parents and servants must be equipped. We must be equipped so that when our youth comes and asks us questions, we should be able to give answers to these questions. And if we don't have the answer, it is totally fine and accepted to say, I don't know, let's find out together. Or redirect them to someone, a reference or a resource that may give them this answer. So we need to learn our faith so that we hand this faith down to our youth.
Thank you very much. Let me summarize, and then I have a question to the children and youth. You know, some of you said that we should keep inviting the youth to come back and keep calling them, also making fun activities, events. We have to speak about the contemporary issues, the idea of engaging everyone in the service and helping them to make decisions with the leaders of the church. Parents should, you know, be careful while rooting their children in the church, because, you know, the first 10 years, if we do better than this, we will keep them more inside the church. Also, the retreats, the successful retreats for the high schoolers and above may help in this. We should speak the language in songs, prayers, and we should have dialogues and you know, interactive educational program more than this. According to George, we have to reason for our faith in all the stages of Sunday school teaching, you know, as early at the KGs and the first years of school, they should ask and they should find a strong answer for their questions. So these were like the common answers given for the problem. We should respect all the answers. But my question to the children now, what you know you love most in your church? Would you please tell me what you love most in our church, in your church, in just one or few words? Please, go ahead.
Is to go on a retreat.
Retreat, okay, thank you.
Is to go on a retreat.
Thank you very much. Next. Go ahead, ya habibi. Huh?
I really like how the whole congregation is like a family.
Thank you. The feeling of a family in the congregation. Yeah. Go ahead, ya habibi. Yes, go. Go ahead.
The chances you get, like serving in the altar or maybe saying something. Or
thank you very much. Serving
like
in the altar, being a deacon. Other answers? What do you like most?
I like how my servants in my church are like, in our generation, they can relate more, and when they speak to us, like we understand them.
Thank you.
I like how even if you're in different churches, like across different places, there's still events that bring you together.
Very good.
I think the best part of the church is at an older age, or like end of high school. Most of us as deacons, we learn the hymns, and I think the best part about it is singing as a choir with all your deacons, and especially the older servants like the college. which motivates us, and it feels like we're in heaven.
Very good.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm getting so many messages that parents who have very little children, they must go and pick them up. Maria Samayan's family must go. I'm trying to post it, but I'm very sorry to interrupt. But parents of less than 4 years old, please go and pick their children. They are really becoming, they need you.
Okay. وقفنا فين؟ Go ahead. يلا يا ماري. Anyone around?
What I love about my church is my servants and friends.
Servants and friends. Good.
What I really love about the church is how the servants and the youth come together and make you feel like it's your home. It's part of a family. It's like your second home.
Nice.
I like that we do Tisbaha together and have fun, like singing the hymns together, and then at the end we hang out in the church, talk about what we like about Tisbaha and stuff.
Very good. Okay, let's move to the servants or the university youth, if they like to comment on this.
One of the things I actually like in the church is the confidence, and like they have patience for if someone makes a mistake, they really don't get mad fast at like a servant that made a mistake. They have patience, and at the same time they try to teach you. And it's okay if you make a mistake. You're not supposed to get it from the first time. You have patience, and they have patience and confidence in themselves. So they give you and teach you the stuff correctly.
Thank you. Okay, in order, go ahead. Faddal.
Utsabuna just had a very quick comment. I know we've been talking all along about all the negative things. But we all know that there are a lot of kids, whether they're in high school or college, they love their church dearly. They love to be in church. They love to serve. They love to attend church, and that they love their Bible and all the service in the church. I know that there's a lot of success stories.
Yeah.
So why can't we also try to look at that side and try to find out how are they successful? Started from the family at home and the kids. What makes them attracted to our church? What makes the parents and the kids are so successful in loving the church and getting closer and closer to church?
Thank you. Okay, finally we will end with some recommendations after this nice discussion. So we can start Tasbiha for anyone who want to join. Tasbiha will be mostly in English, partially in Coptic and Arabic. Hani will give us some recommendation because he was serving the youth for like 30 years now. So what would you say?
My first advice to the elders, I don't mean the olders, the elders, meaning you are just older than your children. Please give a space to your children. Exactly as Tamer said, you don't have to say the song you like because you like. You don't have to do the rhythm you like because that's how you came from Shobra with it, and that's how to be, and no other way cannot be done except yours. Also, please, I beg you, do not criticize your youth. I beg you to look for the good things in them and encourage them rather than you pick on them when they make a mistake. Because you and I, when we were 15, did much worse than our kids. The advice I have for you guys is please love your church and ask always, what can I do to be part of the church? Don't always be passive waiting to receive, but go to the priest and the service and say, how can I become like you, a servant?
I mean, this is all very beneficial for me personally, but one bit of advice I'll give you, and I'll be very, very short and concise. وهقول بالعربي علشان أتمنى إن الولاد يعني ده ما يسمعوش. إن إحنا نعرف كخدام وأولياء أمور حاجة مهمة جدا، إن في culture gap between إحنا وأولادنا. and علشان نقدر نكتسب أولادنا لازم نعمل bridge الجاب دي، وما نقدرش إن إحنا نخليهم هم يعيشوا في الحياة اللي إحنا عشناها. ف one bit of advice، أول ما الجملة اللي هتقولها أنا لما كنت في سنك عملت كذا كذا، تقف على طول، لأن الجملة دي معناها إنك أنت بتوسع الجاب. never say when I was your age كان كذا كذا كذا، لأن إحنا عايشين في age غير الايج اللي هم أولادنا عايشين فيه. ف one bit of advice إن إحنا نقدر نفهم و understand this cultural gap and how we can bridge this gap so that our children look at us as يعني relevant to them، مش ناس عايشين لسه في العصور الوسطى.
Okay. My little advice, it's a dream. I wish everyone to serve in the church, starting from the age of like 7 or 8. They should participate in everything. They should serve, not only as deacons singing, but also as servants. They can do many things. So if we, the old people, allow them to help in many things, allow them to serve, they will stay in the church. The idea of being involved in everything. So think with us how to create forms of service that suit all ages. Because, you know, we always consider the servants after the age of 19 or whatever. So we lost like more than 10 years of their age. They would have served much better. Thank you for the discussion. I'm grateful to everyone. Thank you and good night. After like 5 minutes, we will start tasbihah for just 1 hour. If any of you like to share, it will be on the screen. Good night.
لوغوس تي في. أن نحضر كل إنسان كاملا في المسيح يسوع.